I'm not gonna get tired. I haven't gotten tired in one of my, I don't know how many main event fights I've had at this point, but like I'm used to 5 rounds. I've been training for 5 rounds for years now, so my body's conditioned for it. Like, um, I just don't really see too many paths for Merab to win.
All right, everybody, let us say hello to Cory Sandhagen. As you very well know, he will get his opportunity at the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship at UFC 320 as he challenges Merab Dvalishvili. What a fight this is going to be. Cory, good to see you, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. The
Yeah.
last time I had the chance to speak to you, it was prior to UFC 292. So it's been a while. You were in Boston. You got up on stage and you had just defeated Rob Font and you were injured and you were waiting to see how things would play out between Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. And you were really wondering how and where you would fit into this championship discussion. And now, a little over 2 years later, here you are getting ready to fight for the belt. I guess, how do you reflect on that stretch of time over the last 2 years and this journey to get to this big fight against Merab Dvalishvili?
Yeah, I've always been a really strong believer in that if I just keep working my ass off and just keep doing all the right things and just continue to improve and be the best that I know that I can be, um, everything will just work itself out. And I know that MMA is a crazy sport and anything can happen. People can get hurt. Timing can line up well. Certain guys can get like certain types of fights can get really pushed and other ones not. And so I just knew as long like I knew it was just going to come eventually, as long as I just kept working my butt off and getting better every day and just every time I go out there fighting with all of my heart and making sure that I'm improving every time and doing my best in each fight that it would pay off and it's cool that it's actually happening.
You have been working your butt off and you've been working your butt off with the social media and the video stuff too. I have to say, you have done such an incredible job, such an entertaining job promoting this fight, like all the videos, the tryouts for training partners, but the videos that you're putting out with you playing the fan who says Marab is just going to beat you up and that you're going to die and all that. So funny, man. Like, what led you to go that route? Because it's incredible stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I always thought that I had a really quirky sense of humor. It's really dry too. For whatever reason, I don't make a lot of facial expressions. And so it's really hard to pick up sometimes when I'm joking and when I'm not. But so I always kind of just like wasn't, like I always just like, dude, you're too weird to try to be funny. So like just don't try it. But then I was like, fuck it. People are either gonna get it or they're not gonna get it. So I'm just gonna do my own version as uh being funny and doing silly skits and stuff. And yeah, it seems like people like them. I know that they're probably pretty weird for some people, but I think that they're really funny, and I guess that's kind of what matters.
How often are fans saying these things to you? And what are they doing? Are they commenting on posts? Are they DMing you saying like Marab's gonna kick your ass? Like what's how's that happening?
I mean, not really, honestly. I'm kind of just leaning into that just because I know that the narrative around this. I mean, Marab's beaten guys that I haven't beaten. Like he beat Umar and he beat Jan, and so I'm assuming that Merab is likely going to be the favorite in this fight. I'm pretty sure that he is, um, and uh, and yeah, so I'm kind of just leaning into that. I honestly don't read most comments. Every once in a while, I'll slip up and fuck up and accidentally do it, but for the most part, I don't. So I don't really know what people are saying, but I'm assuming that that's like what it is. But even if that isn't the case, it's just funny to think about like that being the guy on the other side of the screen, and that's who it is. Because if you're saying mean stuff on the internet, you're a giant loser, and that's probably what you actually look like, anyways.
Brennan Fitzgerald said on one of your posts that the fan character that you play needs to have a name. Does he have one
Yeah,
yet?
yeah. No, I'll think about it though.
Okay. I know.
Maybe I'll name him Brandon Fitzgerald. I'm just kidding.
I think he would appreciate that. What is your message to fans who are so opinionated like that? I mean, you see it in all sports with rivalry teams chirping at each other and ripping on opposing players and athletes. Like, I'm from New England, and Tom Brady used to get it all the time, and then he just shut everybody up by collecting rings and filling up his fingers. So, what is your message to MMA fans who take the time to just go out, reach out and say these things.
Hell yeah, I actually really appreciate him. I think that fandom's weird. I've never been like a fan of too many things. I don't think celebrities are cool. I don't think that I'm above anyone or below anyone in life. So fandom's always been really weird to me. But as many like horrible, weird, mean people that there are on the internet, there are equally just as like passionate and dedicated fans for me too on the internet. And without kind of like the balance of the both of them, I don't think that you get one without the other. So, I mean, all the love that I feel like I receive from the fans that are very passionate about me, the other losers that are mean are probably just, they're just the other end of the spectrum, and that's the way that it tilts sometimes.
Fair enough. And Merab's a guy you wanted to fight for a long time. When no one called out Merab, you were out here calling Merab. And he's obviously been on a roll, and he took a little bit of flack for being the quote unquote boring fighter and such from those fans that you just sort of talked about. But this year, very fun fight with Umar. He runs over Sean O'Malley in the rematch, gets a finish. And like I said, this is a fight you've wanted for a while. How big of a challenge is this for you now? And how much are you reveling in the preparation for this challenge? Seems like you're probably loving every second of this.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it, man. Like I keep saying this, Marab's ways of winning are wrestling guys and getting guys tired, and you won't do that to me. Like I've shown that my wrestling has come far enough to where you're not just gonna punk me in wrestling. I'm not gonna get tired. I haven't gotten tired in one of my I don't know how many main event fights I've had at this point, but like I'm used to 5 rounds. I've been training for 5 rounds for years now, so my body's conditioned for it. Like, um, I just don't really see too many paths for Merab to win. Like, he gets people tired and he wrestles them, and he's not going to be able to do that to me. So we're going to have a striking fight, and I've gotten miles and miles better at that as well. I'm hitting harder now. I'm faster. My position is better. Just like working with Trevor Whitman, like over the course of almost 2 years now has gone a really long way. So, uh, man, I just don't really, I just, whenever I'm going into a fight, I'm like, all right, how's this guy going to beat me? And then you just address all of those things. And at this point, the way that I'm training and the way that I'm feeling and the way that I know I could do everything, I just don't see a path to victory for Merab. And the way I'm doing stuff, man, I just don't, I just can't see me losing.
Did you have to change too much? Because it seems like you've been preparing for this fight for a while. And I know, we kind of joked about the videos of the tryouts for training partners and sparring partners. Brent Royval, I thought that one was hilarious. But have you brought any new bodies in to prepare for this fight, or are you just kind of doing the same thing you've been doing?
No, I brought in a few guys. For the most part, I mean the conditioning piece, you just use a new guy every round and they're fresh. Like so, it was more about finding really good wrestlers. But I train with some really good 55ers. They're a little bit bigger, which is actually more of an advantage, especially when they're trying to wrestle me. Archie Colgan has been one of my main training partners, who's kind of a shorter, stockier build, just like Merab. Gaethje, I've been doing a decent amount of rounds with. A guy named Carrington Banks, who's also my wrestling coach, who still trains because he's still young and has that to him, has been wrestling the shit out of me. And then we just have like some other really good 45ers and 25ers on the team. So yeah, I mean, nah, I've had I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better camp. I think that I got every single thing that I needed and I feel fully prepared.
Is Merab the bantamweight goat?
I don't know. I think not to get existential, but I think everyone has their own goats for things. Like the best of anything, I think is a really personal decision. So he's not my goat. No, I'm
Who
my
is?
goat.
Who is
I'm
your
my
goat?
goat. Of all time, probably at 135 or just in general.
135. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I would say just because he was one of the first guys that I've ever watched, I'll go with Dominick Cruz because he was like one of the very first guys that I ever looked up to in the sport.
I know he retired, but it seemed like forever you and Dominic were sort of linked. Like people wanted to see you guys fight because they saw so many different similarities in your games as you continue to evolve. Is there a part of you that's like, damn, I wish I got the chance, or are you cool with not having that opportunity?
At one point I was, but now that he's retired, I'm glad that we didn't because I think I would have won the fight, and I think maybe it'd just be better that he was, I don't know. I don't know. It definitely at one point in my career, I was like, let me fight Dominick Cruz, like give me please, like I'll do anything UFC, like give me Dominick Cruz, but it just never came to. But now I look up to that guy. I think that he's got a good head on his shoulders, and yeah, he's just been someone that I've always looked up to. So I'm glad that we kind of didn't, so that I can keep him like that in my memory.
What will it mean for Dana White to wrap that belt around your waist on October 4th? Have you allowed yourself to picture that moment?
Yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, man, I'm 33, so I'm like kind of moderately mature. So I don't think that the belt is gonna like do anything like internal happiness wise. Like I have sometimes I think I'm living in the Matrix because my life is so awesome. So I don't think that like a human being can have a better life than I kind of feel like I have. And I know that if I lost everything, I've created a place inside me where I know that I'll still be happy. So I don't really expect it to do anything for that, but I do really think that it's going to open up some really awesome doors for me. And so I'm excited to see just like being put in the category of UFC champion is very different than being put in the category of UFC fighter. So I'm excited to see what type of doors and what type of avenues that opens up for me in that regard. But yeah, I think that the last 10% of anything is always the hardest, and I've committed myself to this thing for like over a decade, like 15, 16 years at this point. And I'm really excited to watch it come to fruition. But all along, I've kind of known that it's going to happen.
What's the one door you hope opens up for you?
I've really like gotten a passion for writing recently, like in the last maybe 4 years or so. I'm getting a really long comic book or graphic novel, I guess I should call it, illustrated right now. So I'm hoping that it will just open up the door of me being able to maybe have that be a big piece of my life when I'm done with this, like maybe be like like a writer of some sort, and then just not have to go through all of the grinding that you have to do if you're not a UFC champion. So.
Wow, that's awesome. What's it about, if you don't mind me asking?
It's really dense. It's like sci-fi and it's very long. So, but it's kind of about the end of the world, and the battle between like rationality and spirituality. It's kind of like if I were to call it anything, it's called like a spiritual sci-fi book, where I wanted it to be pretty philosophical, but I also wanted it to be, um, like super interesting and really cool. So it would take me way too long to explain it to you, but it should be done in about 8 or 9 months, is what I'm told. So,
Oh, well, we are looking forward to that. But before that, the next chapter is Merab Dvalishvili. What are the
yep.
headlines going to read on October 4th when this is all said and done?
Sandhagen surprises the world, beats the bantamweight goat, and gets to go on his revenge tour in 2026 and take out Umar and Yan.
Oh, I love that. Last thing, Sean O'Malley said if you win the belt and then he wins his next fight, he sees a path to challenging you for the title, and perhaps that fight could happen on the White House card. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, for sure. O'Malley's been on my radar. I've been on his radar for a long time. And yeah, I'll be on the A side of it this time. For a long time, O'Malley was the more famous guy who didn't really want to, I don't think, have too many conversations about fighting me. But when you're champ, everyone wants to fight you. And so yeah, it'll be fun to be on the A side of that conversation instead of feeling like I'm begging for a fight against a star. I'll be the star. So
What do you think about the White House concepts, the renderings, all of that? Is that it
yeah.
seems like unbelievably wild, right? But it's gonna happen and it's gonna be a very big deal. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's gonna be a once in a lifetime thing. It feels like it's like the Sphere, but on steroids, Like everyone was excited about the Sphere, and this is gonna take it to a whole nother level, dude. And then it's I don't know. It's that shit is crazy, especially just the way politics is kind of our new oracle or fucking kind of like identity structure and just how big that is right now. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be crazy. And then walking out of the Oval Office sounds super weird. Like I wonder where we'll warm up, you know? Like yeah, it'll be fun.